Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for GRE. We have been solving GRE math problems out of this book here, the official guide to the revised GRE, the second edition. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problems that we are about to solve are the ones that you will find on page number 127 and 128. 127, we are given a chart here with the stores P, Q, R, S and T, and we are given some information regarding their sales over the years from 2006 to 2007 and then from 2007 to 2008. The first question says, question number 1 that we see on page number 127. This, by the way, is the exact same problem that we solved on day number 22. I'm redoing these questions at a little bit of a faster pace, but it's the exact same problem. For store P, we are told that 2006 the sales were 800,000. The question is 2008, what is going to be the sales? Let's find out, shall we? We are told that from 2006 to 2007 the sales went up by 10%, and then from 2007 to 2008, if you look at the chart carefully, it says we have a drop. Sales went down by 10%. So the only concept that they're trying to test here is that some people in their haste might assume that, well, if it went up by 10% first time around, then it went down by 10% the next year, the sales, the final sales should be what you started out with. That, of course, is not the case. It is not the case because, as we can see here, for example, if in 2006 we had a sales of $100, we're just plugging in 100 because it's a percentage problem. 100 is an easy number to plug in. In 2007, an increase of 10%. An increase of 10% means that we will go up to 110. And what happens the next year from 2007 to 2008? We have a drop of 10%. A drop of 10% of what? 10% of not 100, but 10% of 110. Because we are at 110 now, and then in 2007 to 2008 we have a drop of 10%. Drop of 10% of 110, so it becomes 110 minus 11 becomes 99. In other words, if you have an increase of 10% and a drop of 10%, the final result is that the net effect is that we end up with a 99% of what you started out with. And among the answer choices that you see there, 99% of 800 is going to be slightly less than 800. 99% of 800. 1% of 800 is 8, so it's 800 minus 8 or 792. And that's your answer. Answer choice B. 792,000. That's all. Let's go on to the next page. In the next page, the problem we see there, number 2, is something that we solved on day number 23, page 128. It's something we solved on 23, and it says for store T, sales for 2007 was what percent of the dollar amount for 2008. Again, one more time, it's asking us sales for store T in 2007 was what percentage of the dollar amount for 2008. So, if we started out in 2007, let's say 100, then in 2008, if you look at the chart, it tells us that from 2007 to 2008, for store T, from 2007 to 2008, we have a drop of 8%. Drop of 8%. They never give us a figure, dollar figure for each of any of these sales here for this store. So whatever it is, we have to have a point of reference. And point of reference, so 100 is a nice number to talk about because we are looking for a drop of 8%. So if we started out with 100, a drop of 8% means we end up with $92. So the question here is sales for 2007, which is 100 here, is what percent of the sales amount for 2008, which we just found out is 92. That's what it boils down to. The question basically here is 100 is what percent of 92. Now if you're one of those people who has trouble dealing with the percentage problem, there are quite a few videos that you will find. Just search for GRE percentage problems, math problems, and you will find them. And in those percentage problems, we learn how to convert an English language sentence into an equation. It's very straightforward. 100 is means equals, what is our unknown, percent. The word percent means per 100 or out of 100. So per 100, out of 100. 100 is what percent. We left out one word. You see how we quote ourselves? 100 is what percent of 92. And of means times. Of means multiply. There you go, that's our equation. We're going to put that equation here. 100 equals x over 100 times 92. Let's put that here. 100 equals x over 100 times 92. Multiply both sides by 100 and this 100 drops out and 92x equals 10,000. 100 times 100 is 10,000. Therefore x equals 10,000 over 92. Now you have two choices. You can divide out 10,000 by 92 the long way, and later on I'm going to show you the grown-up method. Let's first do the baby method, okay? The baby way would be to simply do it out, the longhand. 10,000 divided by 92. So let's do it, shall we? How many 92 in a 1? 1 has 0 92. That one goes and joins the 0, becomes a 10. How many 92s in a 10? 10 has no 92s, 0 92s. That 10 goes and joins the 0, becomes a 100. How many 92s in a 100? 100 has 192. That gives us a remainder of 8. We drop the 0 down. How many 92s in 80? 80 has no 92s. We drop down the 0. Now it is 800. How many 92s in 800? Well, if it's 800, it must have 8 92s. Let's find out. 92 times 8 is 16, 1, 9 8s are 72, plus 1 is 73. That gives us 64. We put a decimal point here, and we stick a 0 here. How many 92s in a 64? Well, 64 since it's rather 640. Since it's 600, it must have at least 6 92s. 2, carry 1, 9 6 are 54, plus 1 is 55. 8, 13 minus 5 is another 8. 13 minus 5 is another 8. And that was 6. We have 88. If we stick a 0 here, we realize that 880 will of course have more than 5 92s, because 5 times 100 is 500. So 5 times 92 of course is less than 500. It's 6 times 100. 6 times 100 is 600, so 6 times 92 is less than 600. This is going to have more than 5 92s. So this this digit that we're interested in is more than 5. It is more than 5. And since they're asking for nearest, it says, what is the answer to the nearest, how do they phrase it? Let me look at here. Give your answer to the nearest 0.1%. To the nearest, I should have put it here, to the nearest 0.1%. Well, to the nearest 0.1%, 108.6 and something more than 5. Since it's something more than 5, what it is we're not interested in. As you can see, this is going to be more than 5. Something more than 5. Since it's something more than 5, it has to be rounded up. The answer is going to be 108.7. 108.7 is the final answer. So that was the baby way, as I said before. Let's do the grown-up way. We're going to do the exact same. We're going to do the exact same method, except we don't have to actually have to do it out. We do it in our mind. So let's do it. Follow me as I speak. Same exact question we're going to ask. The questions are not going to change. It's just that we're not showing every step. How many 92s in a 1? 1 has 0 92s. That 1 goes and joins a 0, becomes a 10. How many 92s in a 10? 10 has 0 92s. That 10 goes and joins a 0, becomes a 100. How many 92s in a 100? 100 should have 1 92. The remaining 8, okay, this is where the things are going to get tricky. I'm going to put the zeros a little bit bigger so we can see them. The remaining 8 goes and joins this 0, becomes 80, you see? The remaining 8 joins this 0 and becomes 80. How many 92s in 80? 80 has no zeros. And that 80, you have to keep in mind, there's an 8 here. From after we subtract 92 from this 100, there's an 8 remaining. That 8 is stuck to this 0, becomes 80. And that's not enough, so we stick another 0. Now it's 800. That should have 8 92s. And 8 92s, as we already found, is 736. 736. Now we have to put our 736 is going to give us a remainder of 64. And that 64 is going to become 640 by sticking a decimal point. And since it is 684, it should have at least 692s. And 692, it says 552s. We have to, now this part, of course, we have to do it out manually. 640 minus 552 gives us 88. And 88, when you stick a 0 in there, is 888, which is more than 5. And therefore, 108.6, something more than 5, gives us 108.7, rounded to nearest 0.1%. Enough of that. That's it. That was the end of it. I will see you tomorrow when we'll do the next question, because it has 3 parts to it. I don't want to do it right now. It has 3 parts to it. We'll do that tomorrow. Okay? Bye now.